What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast. And as always, I am here with the Don of the Descendants, my boy, Ed
That's right.
Phillips. What up, my
That's right.
boy?
What's up, Grant?
What up, dude? It's Friday.
It is Friday. We got some news.
We got a lot of news.
We got some maybe good news and bad news. Well, a lot of bad news. Bad news for people, put it that way. Other companies and stuff like that.
We bathe in it. We bathe in the bad news. Good.
Yeah. I hate talking about bad news, though, but there's so much of it.
Nah, I know.
Yeah, we got a top 10 list. We got news, and we'll talk about some other gaming things that's going on around the gamerverse. But let's start with the first topic, Grant.
All right.
All right. So Shift Up, developer of Stellar Blade, they went public, and they're going to be required to publish ESG reports. Well, maybe required. I'm not sure if they're required, but I know when they go public, they're going to have the choice to. If not, if they are required, then that's going to be bad for them. Anyway, ESG, environmental, social, and governance. It's basically, if anyone's wondering what ESG really is, because you hear that acronym get pushed around a lot. It's basically the environmental criteria gauge and how the company safeguards the environment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading the definition here. Social criteria examines how it's managed relationships with employees, suppliers, customers, and communities. Governance measures a company's leadership, executive pay, audits, internal controls, and shareholder rights.
So when your company goes public, you have to let everything be known to the public, because now you're selling shares of your company, and now you have a board of directors. You have you have CEOs, COOs, all that stuff. And the thing about this now is, let's just say the current CEO does a terrible job. Well, they can boot him out, and there's nothing he can do. He can lose his company, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Yep. Well, this being said, they're going to be also governed by, when it comes to social, we know what that means, social stuff. That's going to be either your social justice or other things that, they're going to have to abide by in order to keep their credit score when it comes to this ESG score, high. So Stellar Blade, as you know, was a very, it was a good game. I did play it for a while. I did beat it. It was a good game. But
very popular characters.
Very popular characters. You can guess why.
I know.
But I think hopefully this is not a bad thing for them. But they did make a lot of money off this going public. I think it was like $320 million or something like that. So good on them, but this is going to maybe get them involved in some stuff that gamers really don't care about.
Well, I mean, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing, because now there's going to be more voices, people who, because now everything's to a vote. Like, let's just say they all want, things to do this way, and they're like, no, we don't want that. You know what I mean? And then their hands are tied. You know what I mean? Then it becomes like a.
And for this scenario, if that happens, you need a strong director for, whoever's the developer's director or CEO or whatever. You need someone that's strong will.
You can, but then this is where the politics comes into play, because then it can be like, hey, do you want to be the CEO and stuff like that? Well, everybody, all we got to do is have a no vote of confidence on this guy, and then he's out the door. And then next thing
maybe
they got somebody.
Yeah, but they got to
charge.
also pay attention to their shareholder rights, like the shareholders and stuff.
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
that's. I mean, that is true.
I mean, if they're making money from whoever is running the show there at Shift Up, then they're basically, and they remove him, they're going against their shareholders. So they're going to have to be careful on that. But at the same time, if he's not doing a good job and he's pushing back, then see ya.
That's what I'm saying, man. So it becomes a that's how private companies become very political very quickly, is once they go public.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes with them.
Yeah.
All right, next piece of news, Grant. The First Descendant, the game I'm currently playing with over 80 hours of game play so far.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get you some armor for all these games that you're knighting for. First it's
I
Elden
know,
Ring,
right?
now it's first and now it's first
I know,
defendant.
man. People are, I just say something on Twiter or X, and someone wants to
There you
jump into
next
discussion.
next thing you know, you pulling out the sword on them.
Yeah.
One man
Anyway,
battle.
yeah, that's right. So the First Descendant hits 10 million players in 7 days.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, I think their current people every 24 hours or 24-hour peak is like 240 something thousand, 250,000. So for a game that was rated 5 out of 10 by IGN, sure is doing pretty fucking well.
Yeah, fucking IGN.
But we'll see. It is still a new game, so we'll see how that goes off. It really depends on their seasonal content. So we'll see on what they do for their first season, probably in the next month or so. All right, next is summer sales. All right, guys, there's a lot of games still on sale for the summer. Make sure you guys are buying. Looking at all your different stores: PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Steam.
I mean, you get stuff like 80% off.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good sales going on. So if you are looking to find a game, make sure you look through those sales and get a game while it's cheap. Don't wait until the summer's over and it's all gone.
Yeah, because they'll jump that thing back up to full price without hesitation.
Yeah, they will. So make sure you guys go look at all those before those summer sales end, and try to get yourself a good game for really low price. All right, next, Grant, Ubisoft.
Oh, here we go.
Our favorite people and our favorite news to cover. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of covering this, but they're always in the news. They're always in the news.
My favorite people are the Kotaku couch. That's my favorite people.
Oh, that's your favorite? Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ubisoft issued an apology over the historical reenactment group's flag, Japanese historical reenactment group. They basically used it in game and also on the collector's edition box. But the collector's edition box, they cannot remove it because it's a physical item. And they've already had it in production and they're already sending all that out. And people probably have already received some of those. Probably not since this game's not out. But I'm not sure if they get like the box and all the other collectible stuff beforehand. But bottom line, they can't remove that stuff from the physical copy of the collector's edition. But the Japanese group deemed this apology was not enough for them. And let me get this name right.
I'll go ahead and tell you, first of all, you can't just go up to Japanese people and say, I'm sorry. Like, you got to have like a whole ceremony of sorry.
Listen, I spent 6 years there. I spent 6 years in Japan.
Like, it takes 5 people to figure out.
Yeah.
It's got to go through a chain of sincerity.
It's not just like, oh, sorry, let me post something on Twitter or, on our website.
You got to go through like a ritual.
You better be prepared. Okay, so let me get this name. The Sekigahara Teppotai members discussed the matter again. The ex-user Matchlock_Cage said in another post, we have asked Ubisoft to remove the image from the collector's edition art book. Ooh, I'm not sure if this will be possible, but I've contacted Ubisoft through their support. Ubisoft has yet to respond, but IGN has asked for comment. And this is from IGN source. Okay, so my thing on this is like, see, this is what you get, man. You start delving in history you don't know, and you start making stuff up. And also you're copying things that you don't know if it's historical or not, like in this case.
Well, according to that one guy who was sitting there like dressed like a samurai, he was sitting there telling the whole background. Well, he was correct. That's what he was thinking. He thought he was correct.
And like all these other guys, I mean, if you actually follow the Japanese social media, people have been posting, like people in Japan that have been on YouTube and stuff like that, voicing their opinion. It's a pretty big deal. Like it's gotten to a pretty huge deal. We'll talk about the next subject in a minute here. Revolving again, Ubisoft again, and Assassin's Creed Shadows. So this is starting to get crazy, honestly. This whole entire subject. But my thing is like, I mean, first off, this is what you get for trying to protect when you remember when our last podcast, and we even brought this up. Remember our last podcast, we were talking about how they were protecting the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Only, not allowing edits for Yasuke's page.
Yeah.
And it's only Western sources. We brought that up in one of our podcasts. So I mean, this is what they've asked for. Honestly, this is what Ubisoft's asked for.
All they had to do,
and really people have asked for trying to revise and safeguard their version of history.
All they had to do was bring in real Japanese historians for this game.
That's all they had to do.
That's it. Instead of people who watch anime and think just because they've seen every episode of Yo-Yo Hashiku that they know everything about they know everything about Japanese lore. Like, it's really simple. I mean, that's all they had to do. But no, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to take the bull by the horns and cause controversy upon themselves.
Yep.
Can't do that, man.
Oh, man. I forgot to add something else. We should have talked about it today for this podcast, about some Ubisoft saying some racist stuff, man. When they came to their decision why they chose Yasuke, it was something on the verge of like they wanted to something that represents everybody or something. I forget what they said, but I don't want to quote them. But it was racist as hell. And we talked about this. I don't understand why we only got 360 subscribers, dude. Like, it is insane. We talk about this and we've hit it before and we've been right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, exactly. We've been right on the money.
Oh, we've been right about something else that's coming up too. So just wait for that.
I know.
Oh, actually, we've been right about a lot of things we're about to talk about. Okay. All right. Well, let's get off that. Let's get off to better news. All right. Spiritborn reveal. The Spiritborn class for Diablo 4 is going to have a reveal for on July 18th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, so they're going to reveal like the move sets and all that stuff, the skills, and then the talent tree or whatever it is.
Mm.
So they're going to reveal that later on July 18th. So that's going to be a cool thing. I'm definitely going to watch that because I'm kind of curious on the class and like what's it like and
you're still going to play a warrior. It don't matter. You're still going to play a barbarian.
Oh, I'm still going to play barbarian. But once I'm done playing the barbarian and get it to level 100 and do whatever, then I will go to the Spiritborn.
Ugh, this sucks, and back to the barbarian.
Yeah. But I know Spiritborn might be a little bit your flavor, man. It's quick. It's supposed to be quick, and it has magic, I think.
Hey, you know what I did? Just not to get off subject. I just wanted to, because I was going to text you this earlier. So I decided, you know what, guys? I'm about to just blow through Elden Ring. And I'm just because I just want to beat the game. You know what I mean? I'm just going to beat the game. So what I did?
Are you going to do the DLC?
Hold on. Yeah. We'll go back to the DLC because there's a lot of things coming up that I want to get into as well. I want to play some other things as well. But listen,
here we go. Grant's caving.
Nope,
I told you. I keep telling everyone about this. How Grant plays games.
No. I'm not caving. I'm staying on Elden Ring. I'm not going to a different game until I get it.
I'll believe it when you.
So I've been doing the what is the thing where you shoot the arrow at the bird and he just jumps off the cliff and you get like a bunch of runes. I spent like 2 hours doing that last night. So like I'm like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going in.
Well, the Bloodlord's right there.
I know, yeah. But I mean, I haven't done any of the other stuff like
the Radon. Radon's just east of the starting area. You can go there right now.
I know that, but I want to just go ahead. But I don't want it to be a fight. I just want to go in there, hit him 3 times, and die. Like I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to make this.
He can be tough now.
I'm trying to make this speed run. Like I'm just going. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right. Well, once you beat the Bloodlord and you beat Radon, you go to the DLC.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now the DLC, you can get items that increase your power and attack, like when you're exploring. So it's a different type of leveling system. Like you keep your level, but you get more powerful as you collect these things. So it actually becomes easier as you explore. And you're not going to play the DLC. That's amazing.
I didn't say I wasn't. I didn't say no.
You're not going to experience this game, dude.
You're
not going to be able to experience Elden Ring.
So apparently you can't. Those big old turtle-looking things with the buildings on their back, whatever. Like I got stepped on because I tried to kill it, and you can't.
Yeah, you got to kill a ghost, like the little skeleton and things on the legs and stuff to get them down.
Dude, I get killed by random. I get killed by things that other people don't get killed by.
Everyone does. Everyone that plays that game gets killed by random things. All right, next news, Grant.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna hold.
I was just sharing news about myself, so that was news. That was news.
About Elden Ring?
That was news.
Okay. All right. So next is all right. We've talked about this before, Grant. Kyle Brink, the executive producer for Dungeons and Dragons, he got fired.
Said it. I know. Gee, I wonder why.
And what did I say? for
We both
his
said it.
comments. Yeah, exactly. For his comments, what he said, which were racist as hell, he should be fired. And now he is fired. So he was the one that said that white males need to leave the hobby, the Dungeons and Dragons hobby. And guess what? I guess he got his wish because he left.
I mean, what did he expect? Like that was like I think he wanted to get. There's no way.
No,
There's no way
you
went to that.
Those points,
Yeah, I know that.
Social justice points.
I know
that's
that,
what he wanted to do.
But there's no way in hell that he sat there and knowing he was going to say that and knew
this
he wasn't.
This is a grown dude, a grown man saying this. Like
he's got to have.
I couldn't imagine.
He's got to have something. I mean, I can't imagine sitting there, starting out talking and saying, "Hey, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to come out the other end smelling like roses."
Yeah, and I mean, he's the executive. He was the executive producer of the Wizards of the Coast, which is a big company. If
he was trying to get fired, there's no excuse about it.
I mean, I don't know what he was doing.
He's had to have. I bet.
Well, he thought everyone was going to be on his side.
Either that or somebody said, "I dare you. I bet you $10,000 you won't say this publicly."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't, man. People, dude.
And then he probably didn't get his money.
Yeah. Okay.
So hold on. So who do they replace him with? They say who they replace him with?
Jess Lanzillo. Yeah, Jess Lanzillo. She was replacing him. I don't know anything about her, so no news on her.
We'll find out soon, I guess.
All right, keep following that track record. Okay, next
she's gonna come. She's gonna come out and say all women should. She's gonna be like all women should leave. Soon they're going to go out of business. They were like, we done hired everybody we could.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Ubisoft, Grant.
All right.
So this is big news. Like, this is pretty huge. So a Japanese politician, Satoshi Hamada, he basically got wind of all this drama that's going around Ubisoft and Yasuke and them altering history and all that stuff like that. Signals Assassin's Creed Shadows alteration in Japanese history and the promotion of Yasuke could be brought before the Diet, which is, I think, their legislative branch.
It is.
This is from the Park Place source. This is coming from that's who I got the information from. But so I mean, that's like another thing we've been talking about.
How the hell did it reach the government? That's how you know it.
Well, I'll tell you how it reached.
Well, the
Japanese have been talking about it, and one guy who was doing a video got like over 100 million views about talking about it, and it's flowing through Asian YouTube and social media, especially Japanese.
They're going to canceling the game. Side. They're going to canceling the game.
Yeah, so I mean, this is getting bigger and bigger, and they even have a petition out that has over over 80,000 signatures. In Japan or something locally about this game.
They're going to end up making Yasuke like whitish or Asian looking, and then they're going to have like remember in Mortal Kombat and Sega Genesis where you had to put in the blood code for the blood. They're going to do that for this to make him black. So you have to put in the code. Like they have to make it.
Yeah. Okay. To include this, let's go to the petition. The reference petition is basically calling the game an quote unquote a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia.
Literally everybody said that.
Yeah. What's that?
Everybody said that. Everybody said the same
everyone
thing.
Was talking about that. I mean, think about
how many arguments did we get in on Twitter about this?
I'm telling you, man, like all they had to do was pick out of all the samurai people they could have picked in history. They could have picked someone. Anyway, but the reason from all this is them gatekeeping their own revision of history and not allowing people to edit it or get Japanese historical sources, people that know Japanese history, that study it from the East, added to their quote unquote sources for the game. All right. But anyway, back to the petition. I mean, they really stepped in shit. So they also called on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And share sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture.
Hold on. Has this ever happened to any game?
I can't think of one.
Dude, the last time I see last time I've seen this much uproar about a game was Mortal Kombat.
Dude, that
went to the Congress and talking about the blood, the violence and stuff like that. But that was it.
Dude, no, it is people's, I guess, living in a little bubble of what's going on in the world today, and how this game perceives, certain races, and what that certain races do on what's going on in the world today. And people are living in this little bubble that they don't understand that. And they made this game without understanding anything that's going on outside what's, in their little world.
This is incredible, man. I'm actually just want to see, I just want to see. It's kind of like when you build a sandcastle and the water hits it and just kind of just erodes away very,
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. And I just want to watch it. It's actually satisfying to watch.
If you challenge this at all, the other side will say, no, you're a racist for challenging it.
And then you could say now that
we're making common sense opinions over a guy who was a legendary samurai in 15 months.
Yeah.
What?
Correct. No. And the thing about it is you can't call me racist once I got the Japanese people behind me, the whole government. You can do about it at that point.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know.
She's gonna get fired. She's getting fired.
Dude,
I'm telling you.
There's a lot of people need to be fired though.
She's
getting
fired.
Team for this,
what's the
they
date?
didn't think about any of this.
What's the date? Because I want to clip this. Look. It is July the 12th at 4:00. I'm calling for her to get fired. So when she does, we're going to actually put this into the other podcast. We're going to clip this in from me saying this. I promise you.
Yeah.
She's done.
It's amazing. It really is amazing.
Next thing you know, you go see Japanese military takes to the street.
Dude, they mess with the worst possible culture you can probably mess with when it comes to history. Messing with their history. You're stepping on a mine here.
Man.
I've spent 6 years in Japan, and trust me, you're stepping on a mine.
If you bump into somebody, you got to apologize for 15 minutes before you can continue on.
All right. So anyway, that's enough Ubisoft. Crazy stuff, huh?
For now.
Probably tomorrow or something. Probably by our next podcast we'll have something.
I'm telling you, we'll keep this video from when she gets fired.
Yeah. Okay. Next subject. Or next piece of news. Acolyte reviews episode 7. Okay. So I've looked at all the reviews, from people that have been kind of, grandstanding this show, and then people. I've looked at everything. And pretty much the synopsis of everything for episode 7 review has been complete trash. From people that have been defending the series, but everyone's saying that everything put together, the episode 7 was complete trash. Now I stopped watching after episode 3 because after episode 3 I was like, "There's no way, I can't keep watching this show."
I haven't watched any of it, so I just.
Do you watch Star Wars Theory? Or have you seen some of his stuff?
No.
The guy on YouTube? Oh, dude, you got to watch it.
I'm not. But no. But I'm not a big Star Wars guy.
You don't have to be. This guy does comedy bits, of him making fun of the.
So is it So is he watching the video and then talking about it?
No.
Okay.
He does reactions, but he does his own little comedy sketches. There's one that shows him as Emperor Palpatine talking to Anakin. When they're in the room together, and he's talking about the dark side, and Anakin's still a Jedi. And then Anakin brings up the witches that all of a sudden these two twins could be born from the Force. You gotta watch it, dude. Okay, it's hilarious.
I'll check it out.
But he does a great impression of both of them.
I think the last comedy skits I saw was the Dragon Ball Abridged.
Yeah. But our DMG Gaming podcast is subscribed to his channel, dude. You gotta check it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
He's hilarious.
I'll check it out this
evening. But this guy is legit the Star Wars historian. I mean, he knows a lot about Star Wars.
So I'm saying, man, that's what I'm saying. That's the people that's the loudest. I mean, there's people out there that know.
And he loved when the Mandalorian season 2, I think it was. I mean, he has so many positive things to say about shows that Disney has done so far.
Mm-hmm. Which ain't much, but they have some.
He goes against The Last Jedi and this show and a few others, but when he likes something, he likes something. But I mean, like coming from someone like that that's funny and knows his stuff is pretty good. All right, so let's move on to all right. Let's talk about what's going on in the news on this, Grant.
All right.
Xbox Ultimate Game Pass price hike. The economy sucks. But everyone's making it like, oh, Xbox is marking up those prices, making a big deal about it. I mean, your Netflix went up. Everything went up. You know why? Because the economy sucks.
You know what didn't go up?
What?
My PlayStation Plus.
Oh, just wait, buddy. Just wait.
For now,
hit 'em.
PlayStation Plus.
Does PlayStation Plus even have any good games on it?
No, not this month. No, but no. I take that
I'm
back.
Just messing with you.
No. They do actually have.
They do have some. I played some on PlayStation.
No. I'm talking about like recently. I was like, man, what did they have? They got Elden Scrolls Online just came out, or like for free, which no big deal. There's more on there. There's a bunch of them on there.
There are. I played plenty of games on PlayStation Plus. They have.
I do know this. They do have all the Resident Evil remakes on there.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean that makes it worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I understand everyone's hate on Xbox, but I'm being on a realist here. The economy is in shambles right now. So
shambles is being polite.
Yeah, I can understand the price increase, but me, if I was a company, I mean, you got to whatever. I guess they got to make money, but it does suck that they're making people pay more money when the economy is in shambles.
Sucks that they're. What's funny is now they're doing it because right before college football comes out, because they know people going to play online. I mean that's actually pretty damn smart. I would be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to ever do it for like the most anticipated online sports game, now would be the time to do it.
Sure. And they did acquire Activision too. So
exactly, but I'm telling you, nobody's going to bat an eye at it once they're playing football. So.
Oh yeah.
All
right. Next piece of news, Grant. I can't believe they did this, dude. I can't believe they did this. One of the best. Honestly, when I played a mage class, I played this class because I really liked it. All right, so the Dragon Age, the Veilguard, skips the fan favorite class, the Blood Mage class, because it's a nasty. Its nasty parts aren't where BioWare wants the hero to walk in the game. This is from Game Radar. I got this source from there. All right, so out of all the things you can do in Dragon Age, like the risque stuff, like the messed up stuff you can do in Dragon Age, this is what you're worried about? You're worried about the Blood Mage class, which is really not that, quote unquote nasty, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't understand where they're coming from on this. Why they're not allowing this class? I mean, it's been always
like,
been
are you pulling out people's anuses? Like, is that like what? Like, that's what I'm saying.
But like, I mean, why would you? I mean, out of all the nasty crap you can do in Dragon Age, this is something they're worried about.
I don't understand why this is. I don't understand why this is a big deal anyway. I mean, you can literally turn on one episode of The Boys and get years worth of nasty shit. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe they just forgot to add it and they're making up an excuse. That could be
like unless you're like pulling out anuses and eating them out of a bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can do.
Yeah. Anyway,
like this. Look, first of all, this generation's so desensitized. To, like every time I get on Twitter, you see people getting shot in the head. Like that's the stuff you used to have to get on. What was that? Remember that show that you had to like? Not. I
know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it though.
Where the people, it was like the video cassette where you watched all that stuff. Now you can get on Twitter and just watch somebody get shot in the back of the head and like it's
Chicago.
nothing. So that's what I'm saying. But like everything's so desensitized. I don't know why this is a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, like, I just don't understand the big deal out of this, out of a class, a Blood Mage class being what they're quoting.
They're just.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that. All right, next news, our last piece of news, actually. Right. Then we'll go into Grant's top 10 list.
Oh man!
All right, tell me your take on this? All right, the first Olympic Esports Games will take place in Saudi Arabia in 2025. What do you think about that?
No, I think so.
I think honestly,
I think it's cool, but when you say Olympics, you have different things you do, like running and gymnastics and weightlifting and wrestling. So what is it going to? I mean, what are you going to do? Is it going to be like speed running and then like? I mean, like what do you? Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
what are the subcategories of this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, are they going to have? They're going to have teams, solo, individual events, team events where countries put together their team, and they already kind of have that in some esports
I
events.
mean, I
But
get. I mean, I just don't see. I mean, I would have to see it for me to give like a
yeah,
full, or at least see what the categories are.
and what the
Because
games are, I
speed
think
running would be
too.
amazing. Like a speed
Yeah,
running
yeah, speed
thing,
running, that'd be
that
cool.
would be cool. I would
Or
watch
probably
the
like
hell out of that.
popular online games. Getting those popular
They'll have
money promoted teams against each
it'll be
other,
like
and
it'd be like League
yeah,
of Legends, Black
yeah,
Ops, stuff like that.
yeah,
I don't know if I don't know if that. I mean, you'd have to. Otherwise, it'd just be a competition. Street
yeah.
Fighter. They'll have probably Street Fighter and
Street Fighter, yeah.
Tekken, or I don't know if they have Tekken. I don't know if Tekken's big enough for all that. It
What's
could be.
that racing game? Rocket
Oh,
Ball or something?
Rocket Ball, yeah, Rocket
Rocket Ball.
League,
You play Rocket League. Yeah, you play with the
Rocket League,
cars and hit the
yeah.
ball. That's actually kind of fun. Have you played that?
No, I saw it on. Dude, that game's been out for a while,
It's
hasn't it?
actually kind of fun, dude. Like I played it for a little bit, and I had a great time with it.
It's
I
one of
played it
those
with my
games.
daughter. Yeah,
It's one of those games that you don't think is going to be fun.
yeah.
Like we used to play a game on Dreamcast. We used to play a game on Dreamcast. It was called San Francisco Rush 2035,
Yeah.
and they had it was like a Mario Kart, like the battle system, whatever. And we're like, man, this is all right. Next thing you know, like me, Ted, and Gus are up to like 4 a.m. playing it. Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those games.
There you go. Speaking of a game to play at the Olympics, it's Mario Kart.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I need to see the criteria. You know what I mean? I'm not like the ambassador of the Olympics over here. I'm just saying, like, I don't, I don't understand. Like, you have to have a bunch of categories if you're going to make it like a quote unquote Olympics. Otherwise, it's just like, hey, this is a country team showdown.
Yeah.
I think Olympics is like a broad word. So you'd have to like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's the right word, actually. I have to see that's what I'm saying. Like, I need to see what they're doing. Otherwise, like, why the fuck would you call it the Olympics?
About to give you. I was about to do your look that you give me.
I'm done.
Like, what are you talking about, dude?
I know I'm about to go on a tangent. You can see my eyes; they start getting dilated.
All right. You got anything else on the news? That wraps up the news.
No, that's pretty much it on the news. I want to know my boy's out of jail. My Zelda boy, is he out of jail yet? Is he still?
I don't know.
Is
we
he
need
still
to check up on that?
Is he still facing? I need to go put some money on.
What
his
if
books.
he has like a what's the what's that thing where people can donate money to him?
That's what I'm saying. I need to put
Like
money on his books. I need to buy him some ramen and some give him some currency, some cigarettes and some ramen.
He should just open one of those and people give him a bunch of damn money.
Sometimes if I buy him a carton of cigarettes, he'll be like the Don Corleone in prison.
Yeah. All right, Grant, it's time for your top 10.
It's time for my top 10.
That's right. Right. Time for your top 10.
So this is the top 10 worst movie adapted games for the Nintendo Entertainment System and Atari.
So that's games that were made into movies, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm ready.
Here we go.
I already got like the 10 in my head right now that I'm thinking.
Okay. Number 10, Top Gun. Top Gun was first of all, it was a terrible game. The movie was good. The game was not. And the thing about the game is...
Hold on, stop this. So you're saying game or movie turned into game?
Correct.
Game turned into movie. So movie turned into game, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. All right.
Correct.
Go ahead.
So the hardest part of this whole entire game is not really shooting the other planes. It's landing the plane. Landing the plane is the biggest bane of this whole entire game. And it's so damn terrible to land this game.
I don't think I've ever played it.
Yeah, well, you're not missing anything. And the sad thing about it is they made a sequel.
This came on Nintendo or Super Nintendo?
Nintendo, 1987.
Nintendo? Oh, yeah.
Number 9, Friday the 13th.
No.
Now, this game was awful because, like, when I played this game, like, Jason has already killed all the counselors by the time I figured out where he was. Like the controls are awful. The game design's poor. Like when you would go into the buildings, they try to turn it into like this 3D effect, like the third, where you have to like move around the corners and stuff and all this other shit. And then Jason was like awful looking.
Oh man,
I don't know, man. You didn't really get any weapons. Like you had rocks that you would throw and they didn't do any damage and stuff like that. It was just, it was terrible. All right. Number 8, Total Recall.
Oh yeah,
They
that was
did. They did.
bad.
They did my
I
boy
love that
Arnold.
movie too, and I played the game. I remember that game, man. That was horrible.
So I will say this about the game: they actually like went along with the game. Well, they did, except with the woman with the 3 breasts, with the 3 titties. Other than that, they went along with the actual game.
Yeah,
But like the game was just so hard, and the graphics were so terrible. Like the difficulty was extremely. It was just too difficult. Like
yeah.
All right, number 7, Ghostbusters. This was a fucking poor ass game. Okay,
I
so
don't remember playing it.
okay, so when you start the game, basically what you do is first of all you have to like go get equipment. Like you have to you have to purchase equipment. Like you don't
Nintendo,
start.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't start with like your little thing that you throw on the ground to suck them up and stuff. Like you have to go buy that stuff. You have to buy gasoline in this damn. You have to buy gasoline in this. If you run out of gas, your Ghostbusters get out, and they actually have to they push their car. All right. So you have to go to the building, the Zool building or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Or whatever it's called, and then that's it. And then you have to go up the stairs, which that's the most part. That's the worst part of the whole entire game is having to go up the stairs because you have to like tap the buttons A and B nonstop. That's how you move, and then you can't attack while you're going up the stairs. So you're constantly doing it like that. So in order to get to the top, you got to have the turbo controller. Otherwise, you're never getting to the top ever, unless you have the Game Genie.
Such a great movie turned into a crappy game.
Yes, and it's racist. Like they didn't even put Winston in the game.
They didn't.
No. It's just 3 white guys.
That is messed up.
Yeah, I know. Number 6, Jaws.
Oh, I remember. I played Jaws, dude. I played that game on Nintendo.
Yes, this game was okay. So basically, all you did was you would have to get in your boat and go from dock to dock, and you would eventually like fight RPG style. You know, you would hit something. And then you would jump in the water and you would have to collect seashells. The seashells basically was like your power. Like you could actually fight Jaws.
Harpoon too.
Yeah.
You could shoot up and stuff like that. Shoot things in the water with a harpoon.
Yeah.
That like little character that went around in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you had to get this. You had to collect the seashells or the whatever, the shells or whatever, and that's what gave you power. Like you can actually fight Jaws at the beginning, but you're not going to kill him because you don't have enough power to kill him. That's the thing from it, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. I ain't gonna lie, I actually liked that game.
Well,
I was a kid, man.
Well, where you lived, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, here we go. Number 5. I didn't actually play this game, but I've read a lot about it. The Goonies 2. Now, I actually thought that there was a Goonies 2 movie because of this game, and I would always go to the video store and look for it. Like, why would you make a Goonies 2 game and not make a movie? Like, what a terrible thing.
I do remember this too.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just the direction and the mechanics were awful. The graphics were bad. What can you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting into some shit here. Number 4, Back to the Future. Ed, what year did Back to the Future come out in? The first one.
Oh God, like 80.
1985.
Yeah, 85.
Okay. This game came out in 1989.
Wasn't there already sequels to the movie and everything?
Yeah, there was already the third one out.
Yeah.
By this time. So anyway, this game you walk around you collect clocks. Shocker, time clocks, right?
Yeah.
The DeLorean's not even in the fucking game until the end. And then you're going around and you're trying to dodge everything. You run into you get attacked by bees and like, do you remember in Back to the Future when Marty got attacked by bees and cupcakes and shit? Like, do you remember that? Like, do you remember that part of the movie? Because I don't.
Is Doc in there?
At the end where he's like, it's time to go back to the future. Like, that's it.
So you play McFly, right?
Yeah, it doesn't even fucking look like Marty. He's got like a black cutoff shirt. He's not even wearing like his vest.
The hell? That makes sense though.
All you do is go around the whole city. All you do is go around the city and collect clocks. That's it. Do you remember them doing that?
I remember
in Back
doing
to the Future?
that. Yeah, I don't remember any of that from the movie.
Okay. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I played this, and it was crap. I can't
So
believe they
the
messed it up
graphics were
that
crap.
bad.
Well, first of all, that was my least favorite Indiana Jones. First of all,
Yeah,
it's not saying it's bad, but
it's still better than any of the new Indiana Jones.
No,
Think about it.
yeah. Now I wish I'd watch that over and over again.
Yeah.
So the controls for this game. So first of all, the levels looked all the same. All the levels looked the same. The controls are terrible, and the gameplay was just awful. Like you had to like rescue, like collect little kids, like which is a weird concept. Like you had to like rescue kids and stuff like that. All right, number 2. The last 2 are for the Atari 2600. Number 2, Superman. I hated this game. Like even when I was a kid, I hated this game because all you would do is you would just fly. Like you can literally just fly around up, just keep on going up, and then you wouldn't just keep going to the same screen over
One
and
for
over.
the
And over
Atari,
and over.
you said?
Yes. Oh,
didn't they have one for the Nintendo?
Oh yeah, they
also?
did. Oh yeah, no,
I remember playing that one.
Yeah, they had one for Nintendo. We're not gonna get into the one for. You know what? There's gonna be a tie for number 1. I'm gonna add one. Speaking of Superman.
Okay.
so anyway, I mean, it's an Atari 2600 game. The game's crap. You have to like collect pieces of a bridge, and you have to like, what's funny is like you'd fly around on the screen, right? And then like this little black dot that's supposed to be kryptonite, and it allows you not to fly for a little bit until you run back to the phone booth, which is stupid. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, whatever, All right, 1B.
1B.
1999. Superman 64.
Oh,
I know I was just gonna keep it regular Nintendo, but I had to add this one. I'm sorry. I had to add this one. Superman 64 is probably the worst. It's probably first of all, it's probably the worst. Not only is it the worst Nintendo 64 game, it's probably top 5 worst
Before
game
you
of any
continue,
system.
Nintendo 64, man, they had some really good games, and then
Some
that
shit.
is one system that had like
there was no okay games. There was either really good or really shitty. Like there was just no. I mean, that's how it was. Like it's kind of like the first Castlevania for there was good, but then the second one was shitty.
Yep.
Like I don't. And what's funny is it's the same damn concept. Like it was the same. Like all they had to do was they could have just taken the same game and like just added different characters to it. And they didn't. Yep. Like they somehow made it worse. So anyway, in Superman 64, you fly around rings. Like you have to like fly through rings and shit, and then you have to. That's basically what you do. You fly. Like I don't remember that in any Superman.
Fly around rings.
Like you have to fly through rings. Like you remember in what's that Star Fox? Remember in Star Fox or Wave Race where you have to like you would run, you get on the and you go through the rings. You're Superman and you have to fly through those rings. Like that's not an exaggeration.
Wave Race was good. Star Fox was good.
Yeah. Yeah, but in Superman 64, before you can progress, you have to fly through a bunch of rings, and if you missed them, you have to start over. You would lose.
Oh my gosh!
Like you'd get stuck in the wall. All this other, like I don't know what they were. They were on crack. Like they had to have been.
Yeah.
And 1A, here we go for the Atari 2600. It is probably voted the number 1 worst game of all time. You want to guess what it is?
It's worse than.
No, it's worse. It's probably the worst game I've ever made ever.
It's not Pitfall, is it?
No, shit, no, dude. Pitfall's a fucking classic. Don't you ever talk about Pitfall like that.
Well, I'm just trying to think of Atari games.
Oh, I know. Well, how many do you know? You only know one?
I mean, I can't think of some. I mean, you have Pong.
One. And first of all, Pitfall is not a movie made into a game.
Yeah,
number one.
I'm trying to think of
how about I just tell
Atari
you?
games.
How about you just shut your mouth and let me tell you? Number 1, E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Oh, E.T., yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So not only is this the worst game ever made, so I can't even really describe what E.T. does. He like falls in holes and like stretches out his neck and then flies out of the hole. Like it's just like the weirdest. It's like an ass. Like I feel like if I took acid and mushrooms at the same time, like that's what kind of world I would be in.
Yeah.
Like so this game actually was the leading game to the video game crash of 1983. That's how bad this game was.
Oh my gosh.
There was like, so apparently the guy had like either like 2 weeks to make this game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it didn't take a lot of coding back then to make an Atari game, but or it was like two weeks or 2 months or whatever. But anyway, this is the game that he made. There was actually like a website for a while that like people would donate all their ET games to so they can be destroyed. which on the flip side is really good if you're a collector of games, because if you have one, it's one way to make some money.
Yeah.
But that's how bad this game was. It caused the Atari crash of 1983. Can you believe that?
Dude, you know what you needed after this top 10? The next top 10, probably next episode, needs to be games to movies.
Games to okay, I can do that.
Yeah, games to movies.
I can do that.
Yeah, this is a good top 10 list.
Here's the thing. Like, I want people to tell me what they want as a top 10 list. I'll make a top 10 list for anything. You want me to make what top 10 cheesecakes? I can do that too.
Whatever social media you're watching this episode on, make a comment on the post, or just make a post and ask Grant what top 10 list you want.
So give me a top 10 list. I don't give it. You can make whatever
top 10 list
involving
games or something like that. But I mean, if you want to just make up a random one, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Look, I'll do one for games. I'll do one for pies, cakes, Little Debbie snacks. Little Debbie. Oh man,
hey, don't get Grant on Little Debbie.
I'll go into what's funny is I will pull off the charts and graphs. Like I have a full blown presentation for it.
I know you will, especially if someone brings up Twinkies or something.
I know, but like taste, texture, cream,
Hostess
and the
cupcakes,
and the way that they all combine, the conglomerate. I start using big words. A conglomerate of flavors that melt into your mouth.
Yep, boy. Yeah, I'm gonna make an account and pretend I'm someone else.
just so I can do it. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll do movies to games, or games to movies.
Yeah, games to movies next. If no one says anything.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Grant. That is it, buddy. You got anything else?
Man. That is it, man. I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my weekend. Y'all go enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend. But before y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend, y'all need to go subscribe. We've gone from, and this is pretty good. And what does he say? 2 months? You think 2 months? We've been doing this for 2 months.
Yeah, about 2 months now.
So in 2 months, our YouTube channel has grown from 0 to 300 subscribers. Now, if you have like 10,000 subscribers, you're like
361 subscribers.
Exactly. So that's pretty damn good for 2 months, and we're proud of that. And we're just doing what we do, man. We're having fun with all this. So go subscribe. Our YouTube. We're getting a lot more subscribers for our podcast. I think when we started, we had like 2 listeners. I think it was like me and you.
maybe my sister and your brother or your cousin.
Now we got like 20 on each episode, which is good. We're not Joe Rogan.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but exactly,
Mr. Beast.
That's right. But we're growing, and it's thanks to y'all. We appreciate that. So y'all, if you haven't heard it,
thank you very much.
Listen to it. Yep. Go subscribe. Go leave a 5-star comment. My voice is.
You all right? You about to die? You want me to take over?
I got excited about the top 10 hostess list.
Yeah, you got excited about those Twinkies.
I was excited. So, yeah, go leave a 5-star review. Call me a fat ass, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Doesn't matter. As long as you leave a 5-star review, you can, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, other than that, that's it, man.
That's a wrap. All right,
guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.